Howdy, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Travel Fidget Collection. So these are the pieces that I felt enough love for to bring with on my business trip. So, it's not a perfect science. Sometimes I left one behind that I ultimately feel bad about doing that or miss it. First off, I'll start with this bag here is what I use for traveling. The brand is Tripped. If you can't read that, this was on Amazon. There's a little fuzzball. Found this on Amazon. It's technically for electronics, I think, to carry different cords and maybe battery packs or whatever. But works quite well. It's got this little mesh pocket here where you can keep some extras. You can put, a slider or two in each one of these. It's got a little zip-up compartment right here that also has these elastic bands, which work quite well for, like a slider right there. Whatever, not affiliated with these guys. Also, spot right here for a tool. Kind of perfect. I keep mine in the bag here, so I've got some extra magnets that I brought with in case I felt like tinkering. And then my driver. So anyway, yeah, like I said, not affiliated with these guys. There's no sponsorship here. But I have used this bag. I tried multiple other ones and just never found one that worked quite as well. And it's pretty heavy duty, so it's good to bring with. I also bring with my, get back into, Loudy Fox Bat is what it's called. I'm not 100% sure why the name is the name. But, some different fidget makers will send little Velcro patches with. So I've got a couple of those on there. This one comes with it. And then this is specifically made for, carrying some sliders, 5 sliders. I usually do like, if I have something really nice, like this Mag Lab, that'll go in there. Maybe some stuff that I'm not as worried about getting scratched up might go in here. And then there might be some little 3D printed pieces in the middle, and I struggle to get it all zipped back up. But that way I can carry multiple if I'm just going, to work or something like that. So anyway, that's how I travel. Here are the fidgets that I brought with. So first, I get a lot of questions on this bit driver here. I'm going to include a link in the description. This was just an Amazon buy. It's like $23 or something like that. And it's really convenient. It's got these 4, if I can get it out. There we go. It's got these 4 heads to it that are double-sided. So you've got a T6 and T8, which is like the standard. So you're going to get the most use out of that one, but you've got a little Phillips head, like a fine tip, and then a little wider. You've got flat head, and then this is like a screw or a square tip, which I have not used yet. So anyway, that's just kind of a cool little guy, and it is there is a little bit of fidgetability with it because it's got this little ball plunger here, so that's kind of fun. A lot of people have asked to see this more, which I was surprised about. Like I said, I try to keep it fidget focused. No pun intended there, but literally that is what I try to do on the channel. So I don't spend too much time focusing on these kind of things, but pretty cool piece, and it's been really handy to have. So let's jump in. I'll go through each of these. If you watched the live stream, you may have already kind of gotten a pretty good look at everything that I brought with, but So I brought with this Magnus MagLab, which is the hex pattern, I think they call it. It's got a really good grip. Each of these are, if you can hear that, you know, it's machined in, so you can really feel those ridges. And then you've got black, because this is a Zerk top, the kind of classic black Zerk down in those little hex spots, and then a kind of bluish purple, depending on the light, on the surface there. And then the regular kind of dimpled plates that he released. Of course, I took these, which usually they have a machine finish. Don't worry, I'm not going to spend this much time on each fidget. Usually have this kind of like lined machine finished on the plates, and I did buff them so that they looked more like the plates of the Super X, where it's just kind of plain. You can see some remnants of those lines still, because buffing is not a perfect science for somebody like me. So, MagLab, very cool. Let's give it a couple. Good piece. All right, then you already saw the Super X, which is another Magnus slider. This is in titanium. Just kind of classic plates, and I've got really weak magnets on one side in the middle. So you get these really strong kind of corner connections that allow you to do stuff like that. But it does kind of glide over the middle just a little bit. Some people were interested in this one during the live. Let's bring this little light bulb a little closer. Look at that. Wow, Kyle. Good thinking. So this is a 42 Cosmo X, but this is like the first run. Now I think they've re-released them, but they go by XX. This is just the X. And I don't think they make these G10 shells anymore. So this is pretty rare, I guess. It's kind of a rare piece. But I really like it, and I couldn't even tell you where I got it. But yeah, very cool. It's a good one for meetings. We got several Metal Toys pieces here, but I've got my Mokutai Rain with my little FF stamp on there. Still have the peak plate in there on this one. Great sound, that's titanium. And then that Mokutai sad face. The other bubbles I've got Zerk bubble plate and screw inside of my blue titanium bubble. Do you ever get like so caught up in, you know, you love something so much? Like I had this bubble set up in the best bubble setup I've ever had, but there's still that nagging feeling in my brain that maybe I could make it better somehow. And you end up taking it apart and you just never have gotten it back to the way it was. It's kind of what this is. So I tried it out with a Zerk plate to see if maybe that would help. And it's added a little ping. So that's kind of been nice. But I'll probably mess with them again. What other metal toys? Oh yeah, I got my Mokutai bubble width. This is kind of taking the place of the regular tie one. So I've got this one set up pretty well. Also a good piece. Two other metal toys. Stainless steel, still in stock setup. Stainless steel top D. and then a titanium top D, which used to be blue, but the anodization wore off. And so I had Gavin Sexton from Dynamic Inertia blacken it for me. So he took the body and blackened it, and then I got these, like, I call them clockwork plates. I don't know what the actual name was that they came up with, but they're by far my favorite, because you're just getting that mechanical sound at every single turn, where here you get a quiet turn. Yeah. I brought the 9 hands square slider spinner with. That's pretty good for a spin. That's about as good as they get. This is just an all-around pretty good square slider. Good piece. We got cashews. This is a PEI V1 cashew from Gao. And no, this is not the stock ball and spring either. When I took it out of the box, I was like, wow, this sounds terrible. It really came in a pretty bad setup. But I was able to correct that. So every time you get a Fidget and it comes with balls and springs and all the extras and the magnets, try and hold on to that shit, because you can really build up a collection that'll allow you to mess around with other Fidgets. The Black Pie Rabot from ACEDC. So I had this one in Zerk first, and then they were like, yeah, I mean, we're going to keep making Zerk, but the PEI one is going to be a limited run of 100. Do I believe that? Not really. I mean, usually these things, especially with ACEDC, they'll say something's limited edition, and then you'll see another run of them, and you'll be like, the fuck? And they'll be like, well, you got one of the first 100 batch, but now we're making another batch of 100. So anyway, this thing has a really great sound to it. And I am running a ball and spring on each side, where the Zerk one, I was running just a ball and spring on one side, so it would make this one ear pop up. But if you can see the difference, so that side has a really rigid ball and spring, and that side's really light. But you feel the same resistance on both ears, because either way it's either pushing that ball and spring up or you're pushing it down. So you get the same resistance. Okie dokie. Back to nuts. Here's the Peanut from Rage 3D, who's on Etsy. And looks like we're looking at a second version of the Peanut to come out soon. So that one has like a little kind of more curvature for your thumb. The plates are different. I'm really interested to see how he improved on the Peanut, because this thing is really great. Another one from Gao, Candy Rich Coin or something like that. It's not a coin, it's not candy, and it was pretty cheap. So this one also came just mangled from Gao, so it had a really strong ball and spring on one side and a really weak on the other. My recommendation is to immediately take it apart, which is hard to do. You can see the scarring on the Teflon or Delrin, whatever this is right here, maybe Delrin, from me trying to open it up, because you have to literally take a paper clip and stick it up in there and try to press the ball and spring down so that you can pop this top part off. So It ain't easy, but it's worth it. It definitely makes it a worthy fidget. A couple pieces here from Otter EDC. I brought with my triple stack M01. So that's just a loud, clacky, beautiful triple stack slider. And then the high top fluorescent yellow wrapped light combo that Otter EDC did. So they made the shell, and Modus Works supplied the plates. And this baby is perfect. Bam. This one last night I tried to put together on the live stream and actually mangled the spring. If you can see that. So that thing's gone. But turned this into just a standard paragraph, as they say. And it actually sounds pretty good. This is the DJG Drive. If you're into this one and you like the fact that it can be both dense and standard, all the metal ones have that, and then this one, which is the polycarbonate or PC, you can see the standard and then the dense down on that bottom track. The PEI or Pi, which is this plastic material, does not. Only dense. So if you like it and you're like, oh, I really want the PEI one, you might be disappointed to know that it only has the dense option. I brought my Fidget Syndicate pint size that I can go click clack on the balcony and annoy the neighbors. Look at this guy. Vibe EDC. This is the world's tiniest functional slider, I think. I mean, this thing has the monkey mind beat. Wowzers. Sounds kind of funny. With that, I brought the dice deck from Vibe EDC, which is just a really gorgeous 3D printed piece that they clearly put a lot of thought and time into. So you can see when you push in this bottom one, that goes up and then slides right on top. And you can slide it down and just kind of continue doing that. You can do it with 3, but you're not guaranteed every time that it's going to line up perfectly. I can demonstrate that here. So that's pretty cool when it works. But sometimes it does that. Yeah, and then it flies off. So keeping it at 2 is safe if you're gonna, play with it over open water or the top of a tall building. I don't know. We've got the Delta from Novel Carry. My new one should be arriving soon. They took some suggestions that I had made during my review of this and the mini tile and implemented them. And so I bought one of each of these in what do they call it? Lithuanian carbon fiber. It's a purple black looking material that is just gorgeous, and I'm really excited to see kind of how they compare and do a little video on that. Then you guys can see kind of what's come of that. We brought a couple spinners. This is the Rose spinner from Cap, with a really smooth, pretty quiet bearing in there. and I currently have the crystallized titanium dog bowl buttons from Fidget Boy. Beautiful. That's stainless steel, by the way. Polished stainless steel. Speaking of spinners, wouldn't be a party without the X-Boy Light and the... See, I think it's Lick EDC, but LIC EDC maybe he just wants it called. I don't know. The buttons are Turbo Glow from him. I mean, this combo is crazy. It's just the spinner that made me love spinners right there. That literally sold me on the whole game. And I'd been in the Fidget game for like 2 years before I tried that one. I was out on spinners before that. This one is the titanium cell from Cap EDC. So that's Kinetic Asian Pacific. They are known for their incredible spinners. And this one does not disappoint. This is just beautifully machined. Sounds great, feels great. That is that. I mean, can you believe I brought all this shit with me? Bananas. My Owen EDC mechanical slider, and this is a Zerk insert, and then the Starry Night glow-in-the-dark shell. I love that one, and I hate the look of it. I don't really care for this shell. I think it's probably, you know, somebody's dream piece, but I don't want to get rid of the inner core. I've got it tuned exactly how I like it, and I really want to put a different shell on the outside, like a G10 shell, which they have some of those. They're a little pricier, but they look closer to something like this. And that lighter shell with a heavier insert material is the best way to have one of these set up, in my opinion. Then I've got the SOB 3D. That's just a great lightweight carry with great gameplay functionality, whatever you want to call it. Boom. We're still going. We're not there yet. The Chenyu X1. Set up in all standard. So it's only on those two outside tracks. And then in the rotational track, it is standard as well. Nothing dense about that guy. We've got the 2-click Magnus Toad. Come on, Kyle. Peak. The 2-click Magnus Peak. Easily my favorite body style. OG Zerk plates. Zerk body. We've got the Magnus Verk Coral in Zerk with an original stainless steel plate and an original Zerk plate running on each other there. We've got the carbon fiber layer cake slider. This one's virtually silent, unless you throw it like that. Virtually silent. Perfect for work meetings, which, I'm on a business trip right now, so it's easy to take this into a conference room and not bother a soul. We've got the GD EDC Gladiator in stainless steel, with stainless steel plates. Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, boom. Very good piece. We've got the blackened aluminum chill pill from Fidget Things with 2 of what they call extra doses. So these extra little pieces here. A lot of variation. You can pop that out and only have 1 extra dose. You can just mess with the extra dose. I mean, that's kind of cool. It's like a little, I don't know, a little mini fidget slider. You can do just the chill pill. So many options. Also a good one for meetings. If you're good enough about it, you can save people from the clacking. Good piece there. Don't hate me. This is the one knockoff I brought on the trip. It's a knockoff owl. Why is it a knockoff though? Well, trust me, I want the real thing back. I did give my real one to my 15-year-old who also has a collection, which is pretty cool because some of the pieces are like my very first pieces when I got into fidgeting, like the AC/DC start button that spins. He's got my original owl. So he's kind of like, he's holding on to some real historic gems right there. Shout out, kiddo, if you're watching. I don't know if he watches, but yeah, I mean, he loves his like little collection that he's built. He's big on the Chenyu, which, let's show that next. Got this one in Zerk, but I got him stainless steel one in dense and standard, and he said those are his favorites. He uses those on kind of a regular basis, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, Chenyu guarding. We got the Mott Mix, which has this kind of mechanical, what's the word I'm looking for? Like record scratcher, like a DJ or something. And then it also goes up and down. This one can be combined with the Mott Groove to make a fidget where you take the center part off and you put a piece of the Mott Groove on so that you can go up, twirl that top part around and down, and then close it again. I was gonna bring that Shark EDC piece with and see if I could combine these. I don't know how close they are in terms of potential clone zone. I got this guy. I just released the review on today. It has purple in it, and I didn't even notice that until doing the live stream last night, and I caught it in that light, and you can see the purple in that inlay, because when you're looking at it like this, it just looks like kind of a greenish seafoam green and black or something like that, and then you turn it, voila, pretty cool. I honestly don't know what to name this thing because I've seen it called the Aura Sands, the Aurora Sand. I've seen it by Flare Fidget. I've seen it by Peacock. I don't know, but it's good. A lot of people are saying that they've only ever seen it with stainless steel and Teflon plates. I haven't seen it with Teflon plates, but I do know that it came with a black sticker that looks exactly like this plate, and so it almost looks like it has a Teflon plate, and I wonder if that's some of the confusion or if there was just a different model of this thing. That I don't know. Lastly, still don't know the name of this guy. Probably should have looked that up before I did the video, but similar to a Mott Groove, Mokutai, just really good sound overall, and definitely a little thinner if you can see it up against what would be the same size as the Mott Groove. Right, it's got a thinner profile, about the same height, yeah. Same height, a little thinner profile, which is kind of nice. So I've been really enjoying the sound of this one. I haven't even tinkered with it yet, and I don't know that I'm going to. Very good. Booyah. Wow. That's it, folks. There is the travel collection. Little flyover shot. Bam. Thanks, everybody.